Hello, hello, hello. Um, Today is Wednesday. Yep, today is Wednesday, May 22nd. My name is Andrea. Welcome to Geeky Girls Journal. If you are new here, if this is your first time, then we're going to say you're a newbie. So if you're a newbie, welcome in, welcome in. I'm glad that you decided to click the thumbnail or scroll, whatever it is that you're doing to get here. So welcome in. That's the point. If you are already a part of the Geeky Girls Journal family, thank you for coming back. Thank you for coming back to be on this journey with me because that's exactly what this is. We're on a journey. So I wanted to, I'll give it a little bit more time just to see if I have people coming in before I dive right into the conversation. So I'll give it a couple minutes. Maybe in the meantime, I can get my book together and also, oh man, maybe log in onto my computer just in case I need to look up some facts for you all. So that's what I'm doing. If you're in here and you're watching me, I'm here at 12. I said I was going to be here Monday through Friday because your girl is trying to get these hours. Hey, Brand, how you doing? Hey, Miss Betty, how you doing? Hey. Yeah, you said my water wave hair, Brand. Yeah. Uh-huh. I'm uploading a vlog. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that you are in the building here just listening and supporting. So thank you. Take your time uploading your vlog. I'll be here. I got at least an hour in me. So we're going to be here for an hour. And I had to tell you all something interesting. So I was trying to think about a topic today because I don't know if I told you all this. Like I have a lot of topics saved in my cell phone and in books and things like that. But for some reason, I'm always like, I don't know. I don't revert. I don't go back to those topics to look at them until I'm really in the crunch. I usually just like to think about my topic. I like it to come to me that day, or, I just try to go that route first. And then if I don't have anything to think about, then I go to that topic. But this is a conversation, maybe for you, Miss Betty. Actually, when I think about it, it's going to be maybe right up. It was probably somewhere in the vicinity of your line of work, so you probably could add to this. I'm uploading a vlog. I told my people that you were going up at noon. Oh, thank you, Miss Betty. Thank you, Miss Betty, girl. I look forward to this. Thank you. God never changed. OG Brimmer, man, now you all make me feel like I should have stuck with my other topic. But we'll see. Hey, Girl Dad, how are you? How are you? Doing all right? Girl Dad? Girl Dad, I took a couple of pictures of my daughter's hairstyle now, one of my daughter's hairstyles now, and I took like a short um, a video of it too, and I'm gonna see if I can. Maybe I'll try to upload it and I'll just try to tag you in it because I was thinking about doing that and just never got to it. And I took it I took it yesterday, so maybe we'll see. And I see 5 in. Girl Dad cooking up deliciousness. Geeky girls do what makes you feel good, Auntie. Thank you. So since I have you all in here, I'm gonna just start the topic off. You know what? Let me read something at the beginning because I did tell you I started writing things in my journal. This journal that I got. And it says, of course, one of my favorite Bible verses. I did a video on this. So I don't know if you all remember the video I did. So yeah, I'm just pulling out the journal and starting to write in it. So that was what, last year when I bought this? And I finally got around to it. And I was like, you know what? You need to just start organizing your thoughts in one place. So that's what I hope this is going to do for me. Geeky girls do what makes you feel good, Auntie. Thank you, Bram. So this journal on the front of it says, I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper, excuse me, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. That's one of my favorite Bible verses. And I always look back at it whenever I feel like I'm off task or off course, or, I feel like I'm, not on track, if that makes sense. And I just try to look back at this and say, you know what? It's a great thing that God knows the plans he has for me because he can help get me back on track when I waver. Because sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, is this the direction I should be going in? I'm trying and I want to make sure. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Miss Betty. Miss Betty said, OG Brand, what makes me feel good is waking up in the early hours. Oh, yeah, I like getting up when it's quiet in this house, too. It's got to be really, really early in the morning or really, really late. No, it's not even late at night. Late at night going into the next morning, rather, like 12, midnight, and later. That's when it's quiet in my house, after midnight. So, thank you, Miss Betty. You're looking so cute in your t-shirt's cute. Well, I put this on because initially I was going to paint in this shirt with you all, and I was going to talk to you and paint because I have a project that I'm currently doing. And my daughter was like, Mom, you going to paint during the live? And I was like, yeah, why not? But she kind of made me second guess it. So I was like, okay, maybe I just talk so I can be attentive. And then maybe the next time I'll paint if I don't get that done today. Gigi, oh, OG asked you what makes you feel good. What makes me feel good? Let me see. So what makes me feel good is, it's a lot of things. I mean, I could think of a few different things at this moment, but I'm going to say what makes me feel good. I got a good one. What makes me feel good, OG Brand, is when I see all my girls together and they're all like doing something. It could be collectively or individually, but I love just seeing them all in the same space, interacting, laughing. And in this house, like, it's a whole lot of sarcasm, a whole lot of sarcasm. So, um, I don't know. I just like seeing them all interact and getting along and loving each other and saying stuff to each other. Like, and they joke around a lot. So I just like seeing that dynamic. And I always tell them my prayer is just that they remain close because I know my sisters and I have just got my siblings in general. Like we've gotten closer as we've gotten older. So I just tell them, I try to remind them, family is important. And I don't know. I want that dynamic for my girls. I want them to be able to depend on each other because I know that does not happen all the time in all the families. So, Brand, that was a good question. Thank you for asking that because I show up, Miss Betty. I thought he was just talking to you or just saying something. I am Betty, that a bleeding, then mommy. Girl, dad, OG. Okay, everybody's speaking of OG. Thank you so much. I'm gonna check it out. I'm literally doing her hair right now. Oh, you are? Okay. All right. Well, good. Well, listen, girl, dad, if you have any questions while you're doing it, ask me. I'm your girl. I might have the answer. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. Geeky girls, that's very great. Thank you. So, yeah. So, girl, dad, don't forget. Let me know. Let me know if you need some help. I got you. And I'll try to, like I said, I'll put it up since that will help you out. And I'll be on the lookout for my old videos that I deleted. I don't know if I can retrieve them or find them because who knows where they are. But if I find some with hair, I'll just try to remember to tag you in those as well. And hopefully they'll help out. I do need to tell you though, girl, dad, I have like range as a girl. So my older daughters, they usually do protective hairstyles. So protective hairstyles, when I say that, now they're in the faux locks, different faux locks, butterfly locks, all the locks, box braids, all that kind of stuff. But if you have a younger daughter, then you would probably want to watch the videos if I can find the ones that I'm thinking of my younger daughters and their hairstyles, because that'd be more age appropriate. That's just me saying, like, I don't like putting hair in my younger daughter's head. I just like them to just rock out their own hair and braids or whatever style I give them. Bud Falls, hey Bud Falls, how you doing? Miss Betty said, I'm at Big Family Expedition. They got 6 boys and 1 girl. Woo! I can't complain. That's 6 boys and 1 girl. They finally got their girl, huh? They converted a school bus to travel around. I love them. My new YouTube family. Wow, I might have to check them out too. Big Family Expedition. Let me look. Let me put them on the tab so I can remember to go to them later. The Bud, hey you silly. So this one's gonna be real chill, but I do want to ask you all this question. So this was the question I had. I tried to hurry up and put it on my title. Did you see it? Did you all see? I know you. Did you see it, or did you just click into the live like I do sometimes with people, and I don't really look at the title all the time? No, I don't need you to restore anything. So the title is I don't know what the title is about. Surrogate. I can't tell you what it says exactly, but I want to. I just thought that this would be a good topic because I'm sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once. I'm trying to click and put in what Miss Betty was just saying, and also look. Let me go to my channel so I can tell you all the proper. Okay, there it is right there. Would you be a surrogate for a family member? Okay, that's what I want to ask you all. Would you be a surrogate for a family member? And while you're thinking about the answer to that question, let me read this to you. And then I'll tell you how I got that topic. Because I was scrolling. I do not like how they have little girls dressed up like they teens or grown. I hate it. Let them be little. I do too. See, Miss Betty, I picked this up so I can talk, but now you to okay. I don't either. I do not like that. This conversation is gonna be real casual and light today, you all. Then maybe we'll hit it again. The big hitters Thursday, Friday, or something like that. So I don't either, Miss Betty. I've always, with my five girls, like I always dress them age appropriately and do their hair age appropriately. Like I feel the same way. Let a little girl be a little girl. Let them experience being a little girl. Like they're gonna grow up fast enough. And for my older daughters, age appropriate. If it was something within that teen age year time frame, okay, then we talk about the proper way to dress, or the proper way to do your hair, and all that stuff. But I don't know. I don't like it either. I don't like it, and I know I'm not everybody's mama, so I don't voice that to everybody because your child is your child. You do what you want to do with your child. But as for me and my house, my kids, my young kids, they're gonna look like younger kids. They're not doing nothing. They're not doing anything that looks above their age range. No. We're talking about little girl clothes. We're talking about little girl hairstyles. And then when they get older, now you can, just a little bit different. We still not doing anything where you inappropriately dressed. Not doing that either. Hey Joshua, how you doing? I see you. I see you. Let's see. Hey Geeky. Miss Betty said I cannot be a surrogate because I will bond with the baby even if it's not biologically mine. I will not give it up. Not for me. That's the same way I felt about it, Miss Betty. I mean, and I was looking at it, and I guess, all right. So what had happened was, I was scrolling, and this short came up. It was a short, a TikTok, a reel, something, and the young lady, and I don't know the full story, but this is what made me think about this topic. So let me just put that out there. I don't know her full story, so I'm not going to use anybody's names in this. I'm just going to tell you, a family member of hers could not conceive children, and it was well known within the family she couldn't conceive children, and she really, really wanted a child. Okay, you all at some point, maybe now, maybe later, will hear my talented genius back there singing a little song. She makes up songs throughout the day. So if you hear something, just smile and let's just keep on going, because she's definitely probably going to be singing. I'm just letting you all know, giving you a heads up. Okay, so back to this. So yeah, so the young lady, a family member of hers, was asking her to become the surrogate for her. And I was just thinking like, okay, all right. I didn't know. Okay, so I'm going to just say at the time, I didn't know that the person that she was asking was married. So let me just say that. So the young lady was, asking her to become the surrogate, and I guess the lady accepted, not girl, she's a woman. The woman accepted because they are real close, they're close family members, and she accepted. I don't know if she had this conversation with her spouse or not, but that was where I thought it was going to get interesting, because I'm looking at her like, okay, at first I thought maybe she was single and she agreed to it. So, Miss Betty, you brought up a good point when you said, it's not biologically yours. Because I'm one of those baby people. I know some people say they don't like babies if you get the baby stage, but I really like babies, and I like to cuddle babies and bond with them and stuff like that. My own babies, somebody else's babies, if they're in a family, sure I would, but to me it's different, especially if I know that is my baby. I don't know. I don't understand. I know that different people attach to things differently. I'm just saying, me specifically, I like that whole thing, so I don't think I would be able to do that either. And I know that people, may pay big money for that. So, and I know at one point I was reading a couple of years ago, and there was a way where people were making money just like being surrogates. So, I don't know. For me, I could not do it. I couldn't do it, because just knowing that there was someone out there that was mine, because that is my egg. I guess no matter how they do it, like different people do surrogacy different ways, then I would still consider that my child, and I would still want to know how the child's doing. I want the child in my life. Like Miss Betty said, I would miss the baby and all those things. So I'm not sure that I would be able to do it. And I know to each his own, like you have to do what works best for you. If you can do it, you do it, you make arrangements. But I just wanted to talk about this side of it that I'm about to share right now. So I missed you this morning, Joshua. Okay. Let me catch up. Same thing, Miss Betty. I'm great. Hey, Cherry. Hey, hey, girl. I see those hearts flying. I know you. I knew you were gonna come in too. I know I can count on I count on you all coming in. I see the same faces and I love it. Betty, Bud. I caught you digging in Geeky Girls cookie jar. Oh goodness, Brand, you should stop. Leave Hey Cherry Hey alone. You didn't catch her in the cookie jar. That was Tom and Jerry. You didn't get the memo. That was Tom and Jerry. They wanted a cookie. So, all right. So some of you may have heard this story or a similar story. So anyway, like I was saying, I didn't know that the young lady had a spouse, and this is where it kind of got interesting to me. And I just want to know what your opinions are on this because once I found out she had a husband, and I saw a clip where he looked like he disproved it. He wasn't on board with it. He disagreed with her doing it. He didn't want her to do it. I don't know if he's changed since then, since the short that I saw, but I was just kind of like scrolling and like binging on some of the shorts, right, just to try to get an idea. So he didn't want her to do that, and she still continued, and she was like, I'm going to follow through anyway, and she did it, whatever. So it was me, OG. I had to run because I heard somebody coming. Geeky Girls. Oh, so it was Tom and Jerry. Yeah, I saw them. They ran out the door, OG. So, yeah, so what do you all think? So, if you are a woman, and obviously I'm one of those people that says, I believe a woman has a right to decide what she wants to do with her body. So, I just want to make that clear. My body, I'm going to do what I want to do with my body, right? Of course, when I say that, there are different dynamics because different people take that and interpret it the way that they want. For me, I pray about certain things. I have different opinions about what I want to do, depending on the specific issue. So I think as a woman, when you're making decisions about your body, you should always try to be as informed as possible. Like find out all the information that you want to find out before you make a decision. That goes for men too, but I'm just talking about women right now. So make the decision that you want to make that's best for you. OG, you always make me laugh. He always makes everybody laugh. That's what I think. OG comes in to brighten up everybody's day and talk about Mickey Mouse, Tom, and Jerry, and all them. So I I was just curious to know. So what do you all think about that? Do you think that, and we're just going to take it from this perspective, like I just try to take my personal feelings out of it and just try to look at it in at from her side of it, from the lady side of it. And I still kept coming back to one thing, and I'm going to tell you all what that is. So my opinion about it was she was she really wanted to do this for the family member because of course, if it's a family member and you're close to that person, and if you can resolve a situation for them or help them out in any kind of way, you'd probably do that, right? So I could understand her position. She really wanted to help her family member out, and she agreed to it. But my whole thing was her husband was opposed to it. So my thoughts were, if I were her, or let's just say if I'm Andrea, and if I ever decide to do a surrogate, which I'm not. But I'm trying to put myself in her shoes. Would I do it if my husband was against it? And my answer is, I want to see what you all say before I give you my answer. You probably know what my answer is going to be already. Let's make this interesting. Miss Betty, I see thumbs up. Oh, thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up this live. Like it. Share it out. You know what to do. Because YouTube likes it. And I like it because it brings more people in. So thumbs it up. Share it out. Let's get people in this conversation. I'm doing well, Joshua. Thanks. How are you today? Oh, okay. Everybody's still speaking. So yeah, if you don't want to share your answer, that's fine with me too. But I'm just curious to see what you all think. Guess I'm just going to have to share my answer, huh? Okay. So I'll share my answer in like 10 seconds. That would be a no if hubby is against it. Okay. See, Miss Betty says that's a no. I'm trying to get more people time to say something. but Miss Betty gonna keep answering, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get my answer too in a minute. Okay, Miss Betty also says it will affect both of us. It was great. It was a great day in New York, Cherry. Yeah, okay. Geeky Girls, your husband, he blessed to have a woman with water wave hair. Is that all? What about my personality, Brand? He is, let me tell you what, first of all, he blessed to have me, period. He's blessed to have me, period. Because if a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. I know I'm a good thing. I'm a great thing. So he's blessed in general, not just because of my hair. Like, he blessed just to have me. I think even if my hair was whatever it was, he'd still be blessed. You're going to be pregnant around him and it will affect him too. Yep, all of that, Miss Betty. A surrogate? Yes. Think about it, hey, Cherry, hey, period. Right, Miss Betty, period. Except, dot, 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 dot. Good afternoon, Geeky Girls. Hey, Tamika, how you doing? Tamika, join in. Join in on the conversation. I think you're going to like it. So, Miss Betty, I feel the same way. And I want you all still to answer, even though I'm going to give you my personal opinion, because you all know I have opinions over here. My personal opinion is the same thing, Miss Betty. I would not do it. Because if my husband is against it, and we talked about stress a little bit in a previous album. I'm not sure which one it was, because, we were talking about, I think it was with you, Miss Betty, anyway. And you have stress already when you're pregnant. You have different stresses. You have all different things. Here, baby girl. Tamika Davis. Yeah. So you have all these different stresses already. I would not want to add that as another one. Because if my husband is against it, that means I have to be against it. You know why? Not just because he's against it, but because I want to look out for my mental health. I'm not about to be pregnant or going through the process of surrogacy. I think some people like get the shot or, just get the egg. And I don't know how it works. They do whatever they have to do, right, in their particular situation. And I don't want to just say one thing. Thank you, Shan Tyman. It said, girls run the world. Yeah, I got this shirt from, it was cheap, wherever it was. I feel like it was Five Below or somewhere like that. And it was like $5. I know I didn't pay more than $10 for it. I can tell you that. And I thought it was cute too. I have all girls. We girl power in this house all day long. So I was like, thank you very much. I'm going to take it. And, I love girl power. I love girl power. So thank you. Thank you. I was going to I was trying to create one for Geeky Girls Journal. And I did. It's on my hard drive that's being fixed. So might have to do another one, you all, if they can retrieve my things. But I'm not going to think about that. I'm going to focus on the present, because we're supposed to be present, right? I'm not going to think about the past. I'm going to think about the present. So yeah, I'm just saying I wouldn't do it, because if my husband was not down for that, I could not do it. And the husband, I heard his perspective, a part of his perspective, and he was just saying, that's going to be our child. He was saying, that's going to be our child. She was like, no, it's not. I'm not going to carry it. And he was like, no, it's still going to be our child, because it's your egg, so it's gonna be our child. And I could see his perspective, and I just thought, if my husband, like I said, if he were against it, I wouldn't do it. That is too much of a headache, and that's too much stress that you're placing on yourself. And if you don't have your partner, the person that's supposed to be your best friend, your road dog, if they're not on board, and you got to live with this person and see their face, nah. And then they're going to continuously just be looking at you like, however they look. Like, he might be looking like he's disappointed or angry, or I don't know, whatever, however people look when they feel one way or the other. But yeah, I wouldn't do it, because it would definitely affect us. It would affect our relationship. It's affecting him, obviously. And the fact that he voiced it, I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, well, at least he told her how he felt about it. So she can't say, I didn't know. She can't say, I had no idea. Like, or I thought you would be okay with it. He told her how he felt, and she still went along with it. Yeah, I would have just set that one out and be like, sorry, family, you're going to have to find somebody else. So the reason why I brought up I think it's different if you're single and different if you're married, is for that reason. Because if you're single, and if your husband, your spouse would not have any say. Like, you can just, it's your body, you can just make the calls. And I think when you're married, it's different. You're not just thinking about yourself. I know when you're married, it's different. You need to consider the other person. I just think sometimes we get so caught up on, my. It's all about me. And I'm not saying everybody, I'm just saying some people. Let me just say some people so I can make it clear. Some people get caught up on saying, I want to do it this way. I got to do it that way. My way or the highway type thing. But it really can't be like that. Like if you're married, it's supposed to be a partnership. You're supposed to try to come to some type of neutral ground. You're supposed to try to talk things out, communicate your issues, communicate your feelings. And I also feel, now that I'm thinking about it, if he was against it and she was for it, and then she just said, I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway, it makes me think, like, then what does, like, how does he feel about that? Does he feel like, okay, I went to her and I voiced my opinion, but yes, she's still going to do it anyway. So that means he could potentially feel like what I say holds no, like, what I say means nothing to her. I don't know. Am I taking it too far, you all? What do you think? Do you think you would say yes? Would you say yes to the surrogacy? I know what Miss Betty's answer is already. Hi, Mensa Didi. Thank you for coming in. I have no idea what that says, but I hope it says hello, host. You're beautiful. Oh, I hope it says something about having a great day to the chat. Hey, Cherry Hay said, had to be on one accord. Yes, when doing the surrogacy as husband and wife. I agree with that. You got to be on one accord, because how can you, like, I wouldn't even be able to sleep well at night knowing that my husband is against what I'm doing. That he's like, no, I don't want to, I don't want to be a part of this, and I think you're making the wrong choice. And, if he had some type of feelings one way or the other, I feel like I would have to respect that. I'd have to respect him because he feels that way for a reason. And I know that if I went to my spouse with something and I was like against what something that he wished to do, and I said, and then he just completely was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. What? We're in a marriage. What you talking about? Like, no, we need to talk about this. Did you consult me about this? Have you considered that? And if they had children, the guy was also bringing up the point that they had children. So he, how would they explain it to the kids, and how would, the potential child that's going to be in the family, because they are going to be a family member, like how would they interact with their kids? How would they interact in the family? Like, what if the child found out one day that this is really the mother? Like, do the parties have an agreement that's so strong that nobody's going to say anything? Everybody's going to keep it? Is it going to be one of those things like the good old days when people brush things under the rug and didn't talk about it, put the skeleton in the closet, didn't talk about it? Is it going to be one of those things? I don't know. I think it's so many different ways to look at it. Oh, okay. Hey, Cherry Hayes waving. Yeah, I know. I didn't come with a God message today, you all. I thought it's Wednesday. Maybe I should talk about another topic. But maybe you all like when I talk about Jesus. Do you? Let me know. Let me see who likes when I talk about Jesus, because I like to talk about Jesus, and I could keep it at that. But while you all are thinking, or while you're doing whatever you're doing, I wanted to read this, what I had written down in my journal. So I just wrote myself down some business goals, some personal goals, which one of my personal goals is to become a better listener. And I'm working on that. I'm definitely always trying to become a better listener, because I was reading in the Bible. Ooh, you know what? So I am going to go into the Bible. All right, because I just thought about this. I got to just look it up. And then I'll tell you all where I found it. Slow to speak. There it is. Slow to speak. That's what it was. It was slow to speak. I just can't remember the scripture, so I want to tell you all. But I'm glad I read that. That helped me out. So my goal was to be a better listener, right? And I know I do. I'm really one of those people that will voice my opinion, right? You all know that. So I want to read this to you. I will be back in a second. Okay, Miss Betty. Thank you for coming back in a second. Let's see. So the Bible verse is James 1:19. So James 1:19 is, therefore, my dear brothers, I want to make sure I read it right. Therefore, my dear brothers, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. James 1:19. And I think I told you all before, I love the book of James. Like, I feel like doing not a Bible study, but reading the book of James with you all and like having a conversation about it because I mean, it's so many good things in James. Ooh, I could read the book of James. I will. So, yep, be swift to hear. Be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. So I thought about that when I was reading it, and that maybe that tells us why we had two ears. Maybe that's why we have two ears, because we're supposed to be swift to hear. Jan and Steve, boom, I got you. Hey, good times. Good times homestead with Jen and Steve. I'm so glad to see you all. I haven't seen you in a minute. And I do look. I'm not coming down on anybody for not coming here. I'm not, because I realize other people have lives and things to do. They have their own channels to worry about. I just wanted to welcome you in. So welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for coming in here. Good times. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, what do you all think about that Bible verse? James 1:19. Be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. All those things I'm working on. I lurk sometimes. I don't mind that, lurk away. The people who lurk while they work, I'm fine with that too. The people who are driving and listening, love it. The people who are doing things with the kids, popping in and out, I'm here for it. Ones that are in the bushes, I take it off. I take it off. It is very powerful, isn't it? When you think about it, because you have God loves Happy so much. God loves you so much, Joshua. Loves you so much. I got to follow that verse more. That's exactly what I said about myself. Jen and Steve, I don't know which one of you said it, and it doesn't matter. But I'm telling you, that was for me. That's why I had to share it. And I forgot about it until I read this. I'm telling you, that's one of my goals. It's written down right here in my book. Right here in this old book. And you in the bushes, good. You in the bushes listening? In my book, be debt free on all my loans. Become a more effective speaker by increasing my vocabulary. Because I told you all when I used to do the word of the week, I was glad that people actually enjoyed doing it because it was I thought about doing it and started it because of me. It was for me because I love learning new words, but I just sometimes have a hard time remembering them. Or while I'm talking, I'll say the word and I'm like, did I use that right? And I'll go back and Google it or look at the definition. I'm like, oh, good, I did use it right. So I don't know. I guess it's sometimes I could be unsure if I use the right vocabulary word properly. And I'm always so hard on myself about that. So I think the more I just continue to increase my vocabulary and use those words, because I was taken out of, um, I've been home for years, so I was taken out of that environment where I had to actually use my vocabulary words, my higher level vocabulary words, because I had, smaller kids in the house. So I wouldn't use those words, the same words that I would use at work, of course, until they became a certain age. Because I told you all we were still very, we're very adamant about teaching our daughters vocabulary. So they had to learn vocabulary words at a very young age. But I would use them. But also, I learned that as they were young, like I'm talking about ones, twos, that age range, I felt like I lost a lot of my vocabulary because I wasn't using it all the time. So that's why I was doing the word of the week, a couple years ago. And I was doing it to help me sharpen my vocabulary again so that I can start using it. And so that is one of my goals to love words. Love those word videos you did. Oh, see, I might, and like I said, I may try to put them back in rotation because I've been asked to, and I might because I love learning words. And I know I need to use them more because as I use them more, it kind of helps me to put them back into my language. And I love using them, not to be, pompous or anything of that nature. I just like to have a vast a vocabulary and be able to choose different words and not have to say the same things over and over. Yes, got to bring it back. Oh, okay, maybe I'll bring it back, you all. Bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, bring it back. Oh my God.
Bring it back, bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do it. I'll have to try to work it in somewhere, and maybe we can do it in live. We can learn vocabulary word together on a live since I'm here doing lives Monday through Friday. Maybe I'll pick a day and just say, hey, this is our vocabulary word for the day, and we all learn that word together in real time. Maybe, or maybe I'll do it as an upload. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but That's my goal, because I think that if you are on a journey and you're trying to become a better person, which I said I'm always trying to do that, vocabulary is a big thing for me. So that was one of my personal goals, to increase my vocabulary, or to continue to increase my vocabulary, and to become more skillful in storytelling and capturing my audience's attention. And I'm sharing these goals with you all because you might have the same ones, you may not. And becoming more knowledgeable about different topics. So that would require reading more and devoting more time to, I guess, seeing what the current events are. Now that's gonna be the difficult part to me, because I don't even like watch television really. I watch more YouTube than anything, because I'm on YouTube University trying to learn how to do things, trying to learn about things. So um, I don't know. We'll see. And so become a better listener. That's where we were. Becoming a better listener, James 119. And thank you, Hey Cherry Hey, for dropping that verse in that chat. So yeah, that was one. And then this is the other thing. Oh, this is what I want to read to you all. Where is it? I know I wrote it in here. Let me find it. Oh, here it is right here. Okay. So I was listening to this. I don't know if he was a preacher or a motivational speaker. Sometimes, they kind of are the same thing for some people. Some people are preachers that are speakers that are motivational speakers, right? So I don't remember which one this gentleman was, because I was just kind of scrolling through YouTube and found him, and I decided that I would watch or listen to his sermon. And the current events, I don't know. I'm right there with you, Hey Cherry Harry. And I know I probably should be a little bit more in tune, but my daughter, she's really into that politics and what's happening now. She comes home and gives me a summary, so I know already what I know a little bit. Like if I talk to her, she give me the whole lowdown on what's happening. So I don't know. I really don't feel like I'm missing it, but I probably will at some point get back into trying to figure out what's happening, just in case somebody's trying to do something to the nation, and I need to be up on that type of information. Then I might peek my head in every now and then. But I just kind of stopped watching stuff like the news, because it was just getting like all out. It's just every time I turned it on, I felt like it was always something negative. I felt like I never really saw the positive things that were happening, and it was just more draining for me. And I'm like, man, why can't they put some of the good things that are happening? I know it's not just bad things happening in the world. I know people are not just going around committing crimes. I mean, they are, but I know that's not the only thing that's happening. So put something else. The Most High keeps me posted, and my nieces, and that's the best way. Like the Most High keep you grounded and keep you in the know and let you know what you should know. Yep, and your nieces too. Yep, that's my daughter for me. She'll come in and she gives me the whole spiel, and I'm like, okay, so that happened. So this is what I wanted to read to you all. If you want to, I think you'll enjoy this. It says, watch. I put this as a reminder for me. Watch your thoughts; they become words. Watch your thoughts; they become words. Watch your words; they become actions. Watch your actions; they become habits. Just my opinion. Oh, hey, Jay, there's never anything positive on the news. I've experienced the same thing. That's why I stopped watching it. And I do realize that in the midst of that, I'm probably also missing something that I need to see. But for the most part, I just stop, because it's always negativity. And I'm like, I try to feed my soul with positive things, and I try to stay on the up and up. And when I see something like that, I'm just like, oh, let me turn it. So that's what I did. Okay, so watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Okay, and that was it. Any thoughts? Watch your thoughts, they become words. Okay, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Did you like that, Hey Cherry Hey? I thought it was good enough to write down, so I did. I like that one. Yeah. And then I wrote, I am the one for the job. That was just a reminder for me. I am the one for the job. So have you ever, and I know why I wrote that down. I like what I just read to you, I thought that was pretty cool and that I wanted to share it. But then I put a side note for myself. I am the one for the job. And I remember why I wrote that, because sometimes, and I'm moving from the surrogacy topic for now, because you all are chatting and it's making me think of things as I'm speaking. So I wrote, I am the one for the job. And I want to encourage you, because I wrote that to myself because I remember thinking, um, I was going through this phase in my life at some point, and I was just questioning. I was like, Lord, am I on the right track? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? I had this conversation with myself often. Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And I found myself asking that question very often. Like, I don't know if that is something that's common where people will ask that question, but I ask it a lot. I ask it a lot because I feel like I always want to be in alignment with what God wants for me. I always want to be in alignment. I don't want to be outside of that realm of what he wants for my life or the plan he has for my life. And I say that because I truly believe that what, okay, I truly believe that the plan that God has for me is the absolute best plan. And so when I ask that question to the Father, when I ask that question to the Father, I am really just trying to make sure that I haven't gotten off track. I don't want to go too far to the left or too far to the right and have to come back and repeat things. I'm that type of person, like, I really have tunnel vision most of the time. I see something and I just go. I go in that direction. I go for it. I look to the left and the right, just because that's a smart thing to do when I need to check. Okay, I look, am I here? Am I supposed to be doing this? Am I supposed to be doing that? And then I just kind of focus, I zoom back in on that particular thing. So with that, I just want to make sure that as I'm moving forward and as I'm looking straight ahead, because I told you, Andrea, when I focus, I go, right? And I can sometimes be very stubborn. When it's something I want to do, I'm going. Boom, let's get it done, right? So as I'm doing that, I'm like, okay, let me check. Let me make sure that all lanes are clear. I look to my left, I look to my right, and now I'm going. I'm in motion. So when I say I want to make sure all lanes are clear, my all lanes are clear is asking the Father. I'm stopping and I'm taking a brief moment. Lord, is this the way that I need to go? So this thought I had when I wrote that down, I am the one for the job. I had actually heard Sarah, what's her name? Sarah Jakes. You all know TD Jakes' daughter. Sarah Jakes was doing a message and it kind of went along with what my feelings were for that day. And isn't it something how you think something and then God sends you something? It can be a message, it can be a person having a conversation with you, it can be something that you see visually, it can be anything, right? And he just sends you something to kind of say, hey, yeah, I hear you, I hear what you're saying, and it's a confirmation. So that's what I got a confirmation because she said something and it was just right in line with what I was thinking. So I was like, I wonder, is it, am I doubting myself when I ask God all the time? Am I doing, what's within your will for me, basically, because that's what I'm doing. Am I doing what's in your will? And then I thought about it. I was like, no, I think it's okay to ask God because I didn't hear him tell me not to ask him. I have never heard him say, don't ask me that question, or you're asking me that question too much. I ask and I continue to move forward, but I will ask that question because I want to always make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing or that I am purpose enough. And I don't know, maybe it's that whole rules and boundaries thing for me, but I like to know that I'm going. I don't like to waste my time. I guess that's what it is. I don't like to waste my time. I don't like to waste my time. I want to make sure that I'm going in the right direction. And so I ask just so that I can get approval so that I can get the approval and to know that I'm doing the right thing so that I can continue to move forward. Because if I were to ever hear God in his small voice and his kind voice say, no, you're going the wrong direction, you best believe I'm turning that thing, I'm moving that thing into the other lane and I'm going to change it. I'm shifting. I'm not going to continue to go that same direction. Why? Because it's going to be a whole waste of my time. So I'm going to go that way. And so when I wrote that, Hey Cherry Hay said, it's so important to hear that small voice. It's absolutely okay to ask because I know I do. I do. I ask all the time. Hey Cherry Hay. I ask all the time. So then when I wrote that I am the one for the job, I was thinking, okay, because I told you all years ago when God told me to tell the lady across the street who didn't like me what I had to go tell her, the message I had to deliver her. I did not want to do it. And I was like, God, you sure? Like, I was asking him questions. Are you sure? Like, you wanted me to do it? You sure you don't want somebody else to do it? You sure, not somebody in her family, somebody she likes? You sure you don't want somebody that she likes or somebody that she has a relationship to tell her this? I don't think I'm the person for the job. So I was thinking that. And then I was like, wait a minute. I am the one for the job. You know why you're the one for the job? Because if God has given you something to do, if God has given you something to do, you're quite capable of doing it. That means you have everything you need to do that job. You have everything you need to do that job because why else would he ask you to do it? Why else would he ask you to do it? So instead of me saying, God, why did you ask me to do this? Why are you tasking me with this? Because I felt like it was just like beyond my reach. No, I don't think that's for me. I don't think I'm supposed to be doing it. I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. And now I'm thinking, I am the one for the job. I'm the one for the job. I'm the one for the job because he wouldn't task me with something that I couldn't handle. So I want you to think about that. If God ever tells you to do something and you're questioning it, don't question it. I think it's, you know what? You can question it. You can. But I think you question it, but you do it, right? Do it. Get beyond that and just say, I've decided. God told me to do it. I'm going to do it. I finally got to that point. I was asking questions. I was like, you know what? Let me just do it. What harm is it going to do? Like the lady doesn't like me anyway. So if I says it, it's not going to make her dislike me any less, right? What I gained was that she ended up liking me. So I don't know. It was probably for both of us, but I say that to say God does not make mistakes. So if he told me to do it or if he told you to do something, just do it because you're the person for the job. You're the person for the job. You have to be. It can't be Hey Cherry Hey. It can't be Miss Betty. It can't be Joshua. It's got to be you. It's got to be you. Now let me see what Hey Cherry Hey said. Because Hey Cherry Hey, you must like this switch in the conversation. You must like it. Let me see. That's not anything positive, just my opinion. Oh, wow. That's heavy. For real, for real. Hey, Cherry, hey, I see you. It's so important to hear that small voice. It's absolutely okay to ask because I know I do. I know I said that one. The Most High is my steps. The Most High is my steps in life. I can't make a move if the Most High is not involved. Right. You should not make a move if he's not involved. Abraham was the one for the job. Yes. So you listen to Hey, Cherry, hey. Girl, he is the one for the job. He was the one for the job. You are the one for the job. I'm the one for the job. Whoever else is listening is the one for the job. You are the one for the job. Don't you forget that. Don't ever forget it. Why did the Most High choose him? Right. He wouldn't have chosen him if he was not the person for the job. I'm telling you, I'm trying to convince you all. Not you, Hey Cherry, hey, you got it. I'm talking about the people who might enter this chat or the ones who are going to replay it. You are the person for the job. I should have made this my title. I'm probably going to change it. You are the person for the job. You are the person for the job. Jesus was the one for the job. Yes. Hey, Cherry, hey, I like how you just putting these examples in here. Keep dropping them. Jesus was the one for the job. Hannah was the one for the job. Right? Who else? Let me see. Why did the Most High... Okay. I can talk about the Most High all the day long. And I see, because you come in here, show, talking about the Most High right along with me. We might be the only ones talking about the Most High. I said Ruth. Ruth was the one for the job. Esther was the one for the job. Mary, she was the one for the job. Elizabeth was the one for the job, right? And, oh my goodness. We might be able to talk about this in another live. I am the one for the job. I think I might talk about it. So 49 minutes in, y'all. You are the one for the job. Don't forget. Judith was the one for the job. hmm Paul was the one for the job, right? Peter upon this rock. Peter was the one for the job. Peter was the one for the job. hmm And we can keep naming people. Uh-oh. Jacob. King David. David was the one for the job. So all these people that, God had a plan for. That means he also has a plan for us. He had a plan for them. He has a plan for us. And I'm telling you all what, I'm the one for the job and I'm going to be on my job. I'm going to definitely be on my job. I'll keep asking. I'm going to keep asking so that I can get more clarity and get sharper and sharper and sharper. And I'm going to continue to be the one for the job. Just like you, Hey Cherry Hey. All of the men and women of the Holy Scriptures was the one for the job. Yes, David was so the one for the job. Yes, he was. And you can think about the strength David had. And I don't even want to, I want to talk about the strength David had as far as him believing in God and just putting all his trust in him. He was putting all his trust in him with all his might. And David was not perfect. We all know that. So I also like to see that the people that were imperfect that God still used. And David was definitely one of those. Right? He was definitely one of those to the point where he had somebody coming after him, didn't he? He had somebody coming after him because he was just doing all the things. And God still said, "No, you are the one for the job." Even when um I'm trying to remember what the man's name was. I can't remember all of a sudden. The person who was coming to look for the next king, and then his David's father was like, "Oh no, I don't." He didn't think he was talking about David. He thought he was talking about the other sons, the older sons. And then the guy was like, "No, this is the guy," because he was a guy for the job. Hey, 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 Sassy, thank you for coming in. Hello, Geeky Girls in chat. Hope everyone is having a blessed day. We are. Saul was the one for the job until the Most High took his anointing. Yeah, because he wasn't doing the right thing. And that's the thing. I would not want that to be taken away from me. So if God gives you something and you're the person for the job, you better do what he asked you to do. You better do what he asked you to do. Sassy. That's Hey Cherry Hey saying that. Hey, honey. Okay, so Sassy, we were talking about surrogacy at first, and then I read something in my journal, and that's where we are right now. I read something in my journal. We were talking, and what happened was I read, "Watch your thoughts; they become your words," and it was this whole thing. And then after that, I can read it again if you want to hear. Just let me know. And then I was telling Hey Cherry Hey and those that are in the chat that I have written down in my journal, I am the one for the job. And so that's why Hey Cherry Hey is dropping all these people from the Bible that were the ones for the job. Because I was saying, if God has given you something to do, then you are equipped to do it. You are equipped to do it. You have everything you need to do it. The only thing you got to do is trust and move forward with doing it because you are the person for the job. There's nobody that can do it like you. Now, if you decide that you don't want to do it and you just kind of give God the like that, the brush off, he can find somebody else to do it. He can find somebody else to do it. We've seen that happen. And so if he asks you to do it, I just say do it, right? Because God's not going to have you doing something that's going to harm you. In fact, like in my case, he did something for me when he asked me to do it to make me a better person. And he brought on an unexpected relationship. Like I never thought I would have a relationship with the lady across the street after that. Never. I would have never thought in 1,000 years I'd had a relationship. Obviously, it was something that I needed, and it was something that she needed. And he brought that experience. He told me to go do something to bring us together, to bring us together. And there was definitely a difference after I did what I was supposed to do. There was definitely a difference. So I say whether it's just for you or whether it's for you and that person or whether it's for you and a nation, right? We want to move nations over here. We want to move nations. We want to be impactful. We want to make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to and walking in your gifts without compromise and unapologetically. And let me see what you all wrote. Yes, Saul got caught up on being jealous of David. Yep, he sure did. And his son and David were tight, weren't they? They were tight. But he got caught when David told Jonathan, Jonathan. When David told Jonathan that Saul wanted to harm him, Jonathan couldn't believe it until he saw it for himself and helped David escape. I know, and this is crazy. I'm like, why did he, I don't know, his poor Jonathan. This is a good thing Jonathan, told his friend. And he went against what his father probably would have wanted for him. I'd love to hear what you read from your journal. I'm at work, so I'll chime in when I can. Okay. Sure, I'll read it, Sassy. It might help you along at work too. It was crazy. It was crazy. And you all know, like, when you read the stories from the Bible, woo, child, that's some heavy stuff. Like, it's heavy. I like reading it. Some of it can be like, like what we may have called a soap opera back in the day. And it's just like drama, and there's a lot of laughter. I don't know about you, but when I read some of the stuff, I'm laughing because I'm like, man, I can't believe that happened. All right, so what I read, Sassy, this is for you. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. So watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. And then after that, I just told the chat how I wrote this down in my journal. I am the one for the job. And that's how we got to this part of the conversation. And when I said I am the one for the job, it was me just encouraging myself to jump in there and to do what, God tells me to do, and just not to be ashamed, not to second guess it, because that's what I did. I wasn't really ashamed. I've never really been ashamed to talk about God. My thing was, did I hear you right? So I was second guessing it. Lord, can you say a little bit louder? Because you kind of quiet. Like, I need you to say it louder. Say it loud so the people in the back can hear. That's what I wanted him to do. I wanted God to say it loud to me so that the people in the back could hear what he was saying, right? Because I wanted to make sure, like, give me something tangible, Lord. No, it didn't even matter to me that he was telling me every day and that he was making me go to this window in the front of my house every day and look out the window, because the lady's house was directly across the street from mine. So he had me looking out this window every day, almost like clockwork, the same time every day. And I still was like, no, I think I'm going to need a little bit more. I think I'm going to need a little bit more, God. I think you need to tell me some more. I don't think, I think you sent that message to the wrong house. I don't think Andrea was supposed to get it. I think it was supposed to go next door because she actually likes them. And I was second guessing it. Didn't want to do it. And then eventually I just gave in. I was like, you know what? If it is you, Lord, talking, I need to just be obedient and do it. I need to do it and stop worrying about what the end result is going to be. I need to just do it because you told me to do it. So I finally got to that point and I was like, I'm going to do it. And I did it. And, I was just being obedient. So that's all I'm trying to say. Just be obedient to what God is telling you to do. And don't worry about the end results, because it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be great. You don't see what the end result's going to be right now. But if you continue to follow his plan and his direction, you're going to see great things happen in your life. So I just wanted to read that to you all. And we have 58 minutes. I'm trying to go the whole hour today. Let me see. I think I might want to challenge you all one day. Let me read something else to see if this will help. See if I wrote it. All right. This may help. Yes, thought I was going. I sure did. You still here, Miss Betty? I'm here. You are going the hour too. Yep, I'm going to do it. I only got one more minute. I might go over. You thought I was going. Let me read this to you all. I wrote this down last year. It has a date in there, 6/15/23. And maybe I can help somebody with this before I had to go out. This message was right on time for me. Thank you. I too have to work on being obedient. Well, this is going to be good for you, Sassy. Keep listening. I wrote this down for myself because, like I said, I want to start trying to write my thoughts in a journal because hopefully it can kind of center me because I have a lot of thoughts all the time. And I think if I write them down, I can always go back and look at them instead of being like, because I'll forget what I thought. So if I write it down, I can go back and look at it and then see what's, happening and see if I've made progress since then or to see if I need to do anything differently or just to go back and read it and be like, oh man, that's so cool. I wrote that or whatever. But I want to read this for you, Sassy. And Miss Betty. And hey, Cherry, hey, and whoever else is listening. So this is what my thoughts were on 6/15/23. And I'm just going to read it. You all can tell me what you think about it. I am to carry and deliver the word of God to others. That's when I feel the most alive. I'm not afraid to deliver the message. I am afraid of the delivery. Will I deliver it properly? Will I miscarry or abort it? All I know is I have to get it out, and I can't be afraid to do so. So that's me sharing a little piece of what my thoughts were on that day. And what do you all think about that? Have you ever experienced that? Like, have you ever experienced like knowing that you should say something and you want to say something, but you didn't know how it's going to come out? You didn't know how you should deliver it. So that was kind of like a part of a prayer for me, like just to pray to God to allow me to deliver it so that people can understand it. Because I know sometimes like my thoughts are just like fireworks, like they go off. And I tend to kind of ride that wave. As I'm thinking about things, I'll talk about it. And I know that not everybody learns that way or can keep up. So I pray that I can learn how to deliver what I'm saying effectively. Does that make sense? Like, I want to deliver it in an effective manner so that other people can understand it, so that other people can use it to help out in their life's journey, and so that other people can share the message with others. And so that when people replay this, they'll understand. And they're not just like, wait, what is she talking about? I don't get it. Now, I know not everybody's going to get it because my message is not for everybody. But for those of you that the message is for, I want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence in speaking, speaking in a way that you can understand it. And that for me is slowing myself down sometimes because I'm naturally a fast talker. So I have to be mindful and bring it down, slow it down a little bit, Andrea. So I have to be mindful sometimes of those things. And like I said, I would never want to deliver the message improperly and abort it. I just want to make sure that it's clear and that people understand what I'm saying. Let's see. Miss Betty. Oh, okay. Miss Sassy said, hello, Miss Betty. Hello, Miss Betty. The experience with Sassy. Hello, baby girl. Hello, Betty. And I love that heart. I'm Betty J. Gather says, the experience with Sassy, I have never forgot that you helped me with the last of my watch hours, and I thank you for that. We never forgot. Oh, that's so sweet. Experience with Sassy. Miss Betty, is she the one that you speak of when you say that? Somebody helped you? Okay, that's probably not my business. I'm just curious. You ain't got to tell me if you don't want to. But Sassy, thank you on behalf of Miss Betty. Hey, Cherry Hay said, I'm listening, love. Thank you for listening. Oh, glad to help Betty. Oh, that's so sweet. All the time, Geeky Girl. So you feel that sometimes, Sassy? Okay, glad. I've seen how I would want to say something, but the Most High be like, nope, reword it. Yeah. I experienced it a lot of times too. Oh, no, she not the one? Okay. She helped out. That's still wonderful. That's lovely. That is lovely. No, she's not the one. Hey, Cherry, hey, say. You said, hey, Cherry, hey, you said, and I end up just not saying it sometimes. Right. I know, because I don't want to mess it up. I don't even want to say it. Just don't say it. Because, if I say what I ain't supposed to say, then it's going to be a problem. Maybe I shouldn't have said it before. So, yeah, I'm always that's the thing, too. Like, I know myself, and I know, like, I'm a bit much for some to handle, but I'm just enough for others. I'm just enough for others. And the one that I talk about, I will not be talking to. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I got you. I got you. Okay. So yeah, I don't know you all. I know that I I I still yet, you know, they say yet back in the old days. I still have a lot of growing to do, yet and still. Um, God is working. God's working. He works in mysterious ways, and He works, and He just works the way He works. And I'm with you, hey Cherry. Hey, if I feel like most of the time, a lot of times for me, if I'm going in that direction and I'm about to say something, I'm telling y'all, the Lord will stop, put a muzzle on my lips. Sometimes He just let me say it, and I'll be like, man, I probably shouldn't. Maybe I should have said that differently. Oh, it's already out now. And I was listening to this lady yesterday, a part of what she was saying. Her name is Jackie Hill Perry, and she was saying how she had did this interview, and she was kind of in the interview. She was being really, she had a lot of zeal, right? A lot of zeal for Christ, which I also have a lot of zeal, and I have to, a lot of times, be watchful for that because sometimes when, sometimes I think people might feel like you're being over zealous, right? And it might be too much for them to take. It's always going to be the truth. Like if I read it in the Bible, I'm always going to say what I saw in love, right? And I'm going to tell the truth about it, and I'm going to try to summarize it to the best of my ability and explain it exactly how it's written in the Bible, right? But I think that people need to hear, and I don't even know why I'm going into this right now, but I am. People need to hear, in my opinion, the Bible. They need to hear the truth. They need to hear the Word of God unfiltered. And I say unfiltered because I know a lot of times when people are giving it, you know, talking about the Word and talking about God, they put filters on it. They put filters on it. And for me, maybe it's because I'm a straight shooter. I like to get it as it is. I want to know. I don't care, good, bad, ugly. I want to know. I want to know, right? Tell me what it says. Do not deviate from it. Don't add your own little goodies to it. I don't want to hear any of that. I just want to hear what it says. Plain and black and white. Tell me what it says. Now, that's something that I need to interpret, something that I have to deal with or internalize or whatever. And so I always feel like I want to be the person to be a straight shooter and give it to people the way that it is, you know, and not sugarcoat things because you got to know the truth, right? You have to know the truth because how else are you able to walk in truth if you don't know what it is? If somebody's always putting sugar on top of something, it might be too sweet, right? It might be too sweet. Sometimes you need to hear. You need to hear it. I think all the time I need to hear. That's my personality. All the time I need to hear exactly what it says. Hard or not, harsh or not. I want to know, right? But I think when you water things down and you sugarcoat things, now people are not getting the exact wording. They're not getting exactly the way that it was intended to be. And sometimes people can make excuses because they can say, "Oh, I didn't know that that's what it really said," or "I didn't know." Like let's just not look at the fact that they should be reading the Bible for themselves. They just didn't. So um, they don't. They just sometimes it's hard to digest the information. But I would much rather get it in a steak form. I'd much rather. I'm talking about Andrea. I would much rather get it in a steak and not a lollipop. I'm not one of the little munchkins from the munchkin land. I don't want the sugar plum fairy. What I want is the truth. And I want it in its entirety. I don't want things taken out. I don't want things put in. Just tell me what it say, what the word of God says. So I know that a couple lives ago we were talking about. No, I know what happened. Cal asked me what I thought about the lost books of the Bible, and I wanted to be able to do more research on it. Hey, Che, hey, good looking out. Thank you for sending me that short. The what's it called? Apocrypha. And as I was thinking the other day, I'm like, okay, so sure, I may still do it. I don't know yet. I'm not clear on which direction I want to go with it, but um, I feel like this is the Lord speaking to me, telling me this, and I don't know if this will help somebody else out. But I didn't really feel like I had to invest a lot of my time in doing that, taking time away from my family and things of that nature because I have the Bible as a guide, and I already know some people do not read the Bible, do not believe in the Bible. Quite all right. My walk and your walk might be different. So, what I decided, I was like, okay, you know what? God gave me the Bible to read. I'm going to try to focus on that and trying to read that, make sure I understand that, and make sure I can decipher things and make sure I get the best understanding that I can with that. And then those things that I need to know, I believe God's going to bring it to my attention. Those things that I need to know, those things I need to find out about, I believe He's going to bring it to my attention because He has in the past. Things that I didn't know. Things that I didn't know. Maybe it was, maybe sometimes you're looking at things in a traditional sense, and it's not really what God said. It's not even really what's in the Word of God. It's just something that you were taught or a practice or what have you. So I've had plenty of things revealed to me, and what I'm saying is I'm just going to allow the Lord to lead me in the direction that I'm supposed to go. If it is to continue to uncover things, that is what I'm going to do, right? If it's to continue to speak up on, the things that He gives me, that's what I'm going to do. And I don't know. I don't know what that road looks like right now in totality. I just know that I'm going to do what I'm told to do. And I brought up the Lady Jackie Hill Perry because she was saying that in her being so, wanting to be able to tell people the truth. And I could identify with her with this because I've always been a person who loved to hear the truth. Like I said, no matter how it looked, don't dice it up for me, just give it to me. And she was saying in her pursuing the truth and being able to share the truth with others, um, and her being able to share the truth with others, she kind of came across as if she was being, what's the word she used? Judgmental. I think it was kind of in a judgmental sense. She said she felt like she was kind of being judgmental and kind of hammering, but she said she wasn't really focused. She was so focused on giving a word that she forgot about the people, right? She forgot about the people and how they would handle it and how they could take it in, and that she had to be more mindful of that. So why am I saying that? I'm saying that because I could find myself doing the same thing. Like I'm so motivated to tell the truth or so motivated to say, this is okay, I figured this out. This is how it says in a word. This is how it goes. And I'm just like standing on it. And I'm like, this is it. Right? This is it. God said it. That's it. And I always try to remember I am talking to people, right? So when you're talking to people, you gotta also think, because we talked about baggage. Yes, talked about baggage and how people have different things happening, and you got to be mindful that everybody's still human, everybody's still making mistakes. So while you're trying to teach in truth, also do it in love, right? Also always do it in love. And I see that you all have written something. I'm gonna look at it. um, oh, let's see. Okay, I'm very far behind. Oh, okay, that's where we are. Hey Cherry, hey, I'm loving the journey. It's truly amazing to see where I came from. It is. I love my journey as well. Hey Cherry, hey. I'm just interested to see where else it's gonna go. The Most High tells it like it is. Yep, tell it like a T.I. is. That's what my father used to say. He don't sugarcoat nothing. He sure does not. He takes it right out of the word, and he uses the word right against people. Folks can't handle the truth. The wicked flee where no man pursue, but that's the word that cuts they spirit 100%. That double-edged sword. Yep, it cuts. It sure is. It's sharp too. Absolutely, all things will come to us. He will always make sure we know what we need to know. Hence why I don't watch the news. Yeah, I don't watch the news either. I don't watch it either. Like I said, I thought I was gonna try to start getting back into it, and I tried today. I tried to make it. I tried to make it a point. I turned it on, just like I said. I was in the same old stuff, negativity, and then they were talking about weight loss. I'm just like, I could be doing something else with my time. So I started to. I was folding clothes, washing clothes, trying to get cleaning up the house. I was about to start painting. I got a whole list of things to do. I'm not gonna sit here and watch all this negativity. I'm not doing it. I'll go read my Bible. You will never know in totality. No, I agree, Miss Betty. We will never know in totality. I just I just want to be clear on those things that I'm supposed to know. Does that make sense? I want to be clear. Like if God is telling me this, I want to make sure that I got a full understanding. And I know that, like you said, I may not get it. I'm not going to know everything in totality. I know that. I know not everything is going to be revealed. And it's always, at certain times that we're going to figure things out. But for those things that he wants to reveal to me, I just want to have a good understanding. And I know that I will have a good understanding because I believe that the Father will give me all the information I need. If it's when it's something that's being revealed, I'll know what I'm supposed to. I'll know the things that I'm supposed to know. We are on a journey, not a destination. At almost 70, that journey continues, and that is of learning. Yeah, it's gonna be an ongoing journey, isn't it, Miss Betty? If you look at it that way, it's a long road, and I like what you said. It's a journey, not a destination. Because if it was a destination, we would get there. We can be like, we have arrived. Like, what is it? The like if you put it in Google Maps or Siri or whomever, and you say, I want to get to Chicago. Okay, then that's your destination, and you get there. You have arrived. That's the end of it, right? Okay, I'm in Chicago. Done. But with life, it doesn't. It's not like that. It's just the ongoing. It's ongoing. It's an ongoing learning experience. It's ongoing um, changes that you're making. Girl, I have done a short and upload now. I'm so proud of me and uploading a long form vlog. I'm so proud of you too. You staying real consistent. That's so beautiful, Betty. We have to remember to say everything with love. Yeah, I agree, Sassy. I do agree with you. We got to say everything with love. We do have to say everything with love. And I think no matter how no matter how dedicated you are to getting the truth out and making sure, because I am definitely dedicated to that, and finding out, more and more as I read and learn more about God and who God is and his character, his person, and more and more I fall in love with God. I just want to make sure that I'm sharing that with others, because it says it's from heart to heart and breast to breast. I believe people can feel that through the airways, and always want to make sure that I'm walking in what God wants me to walk in, and so that would include me just being knowledgeable about those things He wants me to know. I feel like I said the same thing twice. So, yeah. Also, I want to say it in love all the time, because what I'm trying to think of, what is it? The honey. Let me look it up, because I already did the one slow to speak. This one is about speaking, but saying it with honey or something like that. Oh man, letting your words be like honey. Letting your words. It's something like that. Letting your words be seasoned with salt. Was that a part of it? Let me see. Okay, I'm trying to think of, it's this verse, you all, that I'm thinking about in my head, so I'm trying to Google it to find it while we're having this conversation. Have any of you read the book The Dream Giver? I've never read it. Wonderful book. Shows exactly what Betty said. We are definitely on a journey. Dream Giver. Let me write it down. Dream Giver. See, I always have these random pieces of paper. You don't have to have all the answers. See, I write stuff down. Okay, Dream Giver. Dream Giver. I'm gonna look that up. Dream Giver. Do you know who it's by? It doesn't matter. I'll Google it. I wanted to share that thing about honey with you all. Where is it? I know what? I can read Colossians while I'm looking for it, though. Colossians. This is not the one I was looking for, but this can go hand in hand. Is it Proverbs 16:24? Thank you. Hey, Cherry. Hey, I'm going to look that up next. Colossians 4:6. Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. I don't know if that's helpful. Yeah, let your conversation be full of grace, seasoned with salt, because we're the salt of the earth, so we're supposed to share. Share God, share the word of God. Author is Bruce Wilkinson. Thank you. Thank you, Bruce Wilkinson. I have a lot of reading to do. Maybe I'll get that done over the summer. A lot of reading to do and a lot of things to catch up on. Okay, hey Cherry, hey, you said, I've never read that one, Sassy. Proverbs 16:24. Let's see. I want to see if that's the one. I thought it said something about honey. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, hey Cherry, hey. That's the one. That's it. Proverbs 16:24. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body. Do y'all believe in it? Must. I believe in it. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body. Why? Because if you're speaking in love and you're speaking kindly, you know, speak kind words are like honey. And for those of you who like honey, you can make the analogy. Very sweet. And also, if you're saying it in a loving manner, that person is less likely to be offended. They may feel that because the sword, it cuts, right? It cuts. But they're gonna feel that, but they're also gonna be like, oh man, she said it so nicely, just so politely. So you're gonna be showing the love of God while you tell them the truth. And I think that's important that, and I try to do that. I try to do it all the time. I try not to let my love for the truth override saying things in a loving manner. I try to be mindful of that. And I know we don't get it right all the time. We're all human, but I'm just saying I could appreciate it. So she actually, I think she was doing a podcast or something like that when she did it the first time. So she came back. She asked to do a redo. Can I do a redo? And she wanted to do a redo because she felt like she was, kind of coming in with the woo, like with the chop. And so she said, I wanted to make sure I came in this time in more of a loving tone, giving people more grace. And I don't know, I just guess I could appreciate that. All right, thank you. Hey, Cherry, hey. The world truly cuts. Oh, the word. Sorry, the word truly cuts. Yes, it does. The chop, 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 right? Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to come in chopping up people all the time, but also I do it the way I have to do it the way God tells me to do it. And then he was real straightforward, I think. I think God was real straightforward. You didn't have to ask questions. He said what he said. I'm talking about Jesus. Jesus was real straightforward. He said what he said, and he walked on the way. And sometimes, like I said the other day, he didn't even answer people. He just kind of just like, let me let you sit and think about that. Let me let you sit and think about what just happened or what was said. So, anywho, you all, thank you for joining me today. It's 126. Yeah, folks love a lot more than the truth. I wrote, I don't know if I even told you all this, but my church, I think I might have mentioned it when my church was doing this series where they call it movie at the movies. So they take different scenes of movies and then they kind of like make it a parallel to things that happen in the Bible and they kind of explain it, but it's in a way that people can understand it, who anybody in any walk of life, right? So this lady in this movie said something similar, and she was just saying the lie is always louder than the truth. And I was like, oh, I got to put that in my phone. That's why I typed it in my phone because I was sitting in church service. And I was just like, oh, that's so true. I don't know what my kids are doing, but that's loud. Yeah, so she said a lie is always louder than the truth. And you said folks love a lot more than the truth. But when she said it, I was just like, ooh, that was good. A lie is louder than the truth. And we all know. I don't have to elaborate on that because we know. So tomorrow, you all, what do you want to talk about? Do you want to keep it cute and cozy like this? Just kind of easy breezy? Or do y'all want me to come with that topic? Because it's going to be about Jesus. If it's not, he's going to be integrated into the conversation. So tell your friends that love Jesus, that love talking about Jesus. Come on, meet me tomorrow. I might talk about being connected. staying connected. That's what I had that's what I had on my list of topics to talk about for like the past 3 days, and I just didn't do it. I was just like, let me talk about something else. So we can talk about being connected, and I think I'll let you all let your imaginations run wild with that one, but I think you'll know where I'm going with it. Do you come on daily? Yeah, I am now sassy because we had this little thing that I'm doing, challenging myself, and this little thing called WH. You know what I'm talking about because we did talk about it. Miss Betty said thank you. So that thing. So I was like, you know what? I think I want to just show up. I want to just try to hit it hard. Not to mention Miss Betty was on my back. Yeah, I put you out there like that, Miss Betty. Miss Betty was like, baby girl, just hit them hours. Like, just do it. So, normally I don't show up daily, but I showed up all last week. I think it was all last week. Was it? Hey, Cherry, hey? Because you was here, Miss Betty. I showed up all last week, Monday through Friday. So that's what I'm going to do for now, because I'm trying to hit it, because I lost so many of those things that it was almost laughable. Like, I was laughing. Every time I saw the report of what I had, I was just like, it makes absolutely no sense for me to try to recoup or to try to gain anymore. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to be on here because I'm supposed to be on here. That's still my thought. I'm going to be on here because I hope it makes a difference in somebody's life. And I want to just get on here and talk about my thoughts and some things that can help others out so that we can all grow, continue to grow. I'm growing in it. And then I thought, okay, I'm gonna do it Monday through Friday. So that's what happened. I just decided, I made a decision, and I said I'm gonna do it Monday through Friday. No, not Saturday and Sunday. That's my family time, because we do like my kids' activities and stuff like that. And then Sunday, that's the Lord's Day for me. So I get that time. That's the Lord's Day and family day. And then it kind of gets me back ready for Monday. So I said last week I did it. Thank you, Hey Cherry. Yeah, I did it last week, right? Yeah, you did, honey. I showed up Monday through Friday, so I'm showing up Monday through Friday. So I got 2 more days to go this week. Then I'll probably do it next. Then I'm gonna do it next week. So I'm just gonna try to keep hitting it hard, and I think also it's going to help me to be more consistent. I was saying initially, like before I had this brilliant plan to start coming on here Monday through Friday, that I would start doing that. I want to do a 30-day. I was thinking I would do a 30-day challenge for myself to come on live every day, but I knew it wouldn't happen until my kids got out of school, because I don't see that happening. It's no way. But God kind of placed it on my heart to do Monday through Friday now, so it's working. It's working out so far. The hours are pretty good because it's before the time that I have to go start picking people up. So I'm going to continue to do it until God says different. I told you all, I got a tunnel vision. Monday through Friday, unless something comes up and I cannot be here, like it's going to have to be urgent, like one of my kids calls me to do something, or I got to do something for them, then I will, go from there. But yes, sassy, that's the long answer. So Monday through Friday, we're going to do it. Good for you. I love when I catch you live. Your beautiful spirit is so contagious. Oh, thank you. That's important for me to hear. So I'm not wasting my time coming on here Monday through Friday, because I'm telling you, if I was on here just talking about nothing, I don't need to be on here talking about nothing. I like having these conversations with you all, so it helps me out. It really does. And I'm like, it's funny because I like never really second guess if you all are going to show up, because you do. And that makes the conversation so much easier and so much lighter. So I appreciate that, and thank you very much for doing that. So Sassy, I will be here all the rest of this week at 12. I know you'll be at work, but if you can wiggle on in here, that'd be good, girl. So just listen. You ain't got to really, chat. Just listen. If you can chat, that's even better. That's a bonus. So 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's a good time for me. And like I said, it's helping me out with being consistent. I think I should say this. It's helping me with consistently seeing what days and times will work for me. If I continue to do it like this, my kids are now so used to me doing it Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock that they are just like, Ma, it's time to do your live. And I'm like, oh yeah, let me get ready. Let me go do something. So if I can consistently do it, and then now it's going to be a part of the routine for me and part of the routine for them, then I'll be able to kind of narrow in on a day when I finally decide to, make it scheduled. Because as of now, I'm just kind of still, other than this Monday through Friday challenge that I'm doing for myself, I'm always still kind of showing up, like popping up. Like I never really made a commitment schedule-wise for Geeky Girls Journal. I never said, okay, I'm going to show up every Monday at this time. And I do that because that's just kind of where my happy space is. I don't like to tell people I'm going to do something unless I do it. So I'm like not the committed type. You know what I mean? I'm not the committed type outside of marriage. I'm saying the committed type with like telling you all, I'm going to be here every Monday at 10 because that might not work. That's not going to work right now. I know that's not going to work for my schedule. So I never want to say I'm going to be here every Monday or every Tuesday or every whatever at a specific time unless I know 100,000% sure that I can do that. And I know things come up. That's something different. What I'm saying is if I schedule a day and a time, I'm going to be there. I never tell people yes to something unless I know my schedule is clear. I'm going to do it. It would have to be something that I could not control. Does that make sense? Something that I could not control that would have to keep me from that event or coming on here live, for example. So for me right now, during this time, Monday through Friday at 12 is working. And hopefully I'll be able to, like I said, kind of narrow in and figure out a day that will work for me consistently, because I know it's about consistency, and I know that, at least in my experience, because I do this with other channels, if people say I'm coming on every Wednesday at 1 and I enjoy your channel, I try to be there. I try to be there to support it. So I think if I do that for this channel, then at least people will say, okay, Geeky Girls Journal is coming on at 12 on Tuesday. I didn't make that date yet. I'm just, for example, 12 p.m. on Tuesday. Then you'll know when to look for me instead of being like, I don't know if she was here, there, or what she was doing. Thank you, Miss Betty. Great chat. I had an amazing chat this morning. Geeky girl, you got this. Thank you, Miss Betty. See how she over there encouraging me? I've really been working on a routine with home and YT, and it's working now. House mop, freshened up, quiet time before YouTube, getting there. Good for you, Miss Betty. I'm going to start working on a better routine. My routine right now was not really including a YouTube time frame, if I'm being honest. It was more centered around my kids, my family, and I just kind of throw YouTube in there when I can. So I'm now working on trying to figure out how to work YouTube into that dynamic and into that schedule where I can be consistent on that particular day or time or whatever. So that's what I'm trying to work on. This was absolutely pleasant. Thank you. Have a lovely, blessed day. See you soon. Did you leave out? I'm trying so hard. You got it, Miss Betty. I don't even know what. I feel like you already got a good routine going. I mean, but that's me from the outside looking in. You know more intimately than I do. Girl, 90 minutes you go, ooh, 92, 92 minutes. That's because of you all here helping me out. Blessings, chatties. Have a lovely day. Bye. Hey, Cherry. Hey, I guess I'll be rolling out soon. Hey, Cherry, you trying to kick me out of my own live? What we doing? What are we doing? You trying to kick me out? No. So it has been amazing talking to you all as usual. Y'all didn't let me know if y'all want to talk about getting connected tomorrow. We're a team. Miss Betty, hey Cherry, hey, before you leave, you still here? Come on. It has been amazing. Thank you. As long as it's been great, I guess I'm not going to play. I'm going to just let the Lord lead it tomorrow. How about that? Whatever God placed on my heart or whatever I type in the title, that's what it's gonna be. I have no idea what I'm talking about tomorrow. None. And this is my life. Like I usually don't know. I don't know. I just gotta pencil you in. Yeah, pencil me in. You know. Pencil. 12 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, until further notice. So you all, we're gonna be here again. If you come on in and join me. Grab yourself a cup of lemonade. I know Miss Betty like coffee. Miss Betty wants the coffee. Miss Betty, grab your coffee. People who like tea, grab your tea. I'm probably going to have H2O if I bring a drink on here. But I don't know because I don't want to guzzle too loud because when I get thirsty, I'll be drinking. And y'all might not want to hear that. So I'm just going to sit here and chit-chat while y'all have a drink and get a snack because we're going to be here. It's going to be at least an hour. I'm committed to at least an hour, 12 to 1. If we go over, that's because we go over, right? I can't blame it on nobody. I'll be talking. You all be here helping me as co-host. So we got it. We got this together. All right. We're going to see each other tomorrow, you all, if God say the same. All right. See you later. Everybody have a blessed, wonderful day. Thank you for coming in. As always, I appreciate it. Now I got to go and be a mama to my children. So I will see you all later. You going to have coffee? I'll have coffee ready tomorrow at 9. All right. I'm gonna be looking for you, Sassy. I'll be looking for you. All right. And like I said, I understand if if you got to do other things on the side, I don't have a problem with that. Just come on in, child. Come as you are. The doors of the church are always open. You know how they say in church, come as you are, but some churches really don't abide by that. I'm just saying, mine, come as you are. Come on, child. Come on in. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for spending this time with me. I'll see you all tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Have a good rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Oh. If you all have something you want to talk about, just put it somewhere in one of my videos, and we're gonna look at it and see what y'all think. Or maybe I'll put some up on my community wall. That's what I do. I put it on the community wall. So you come over and drop your request, like they do at church. Drop your request. Put it on the pulpit, on the altar. So I'm not comparing my channel to God's church. Not by any means. I'm just saying, if you have a request, place it. All right, let me get out of here. Sassy giving me the goodbye. All right, see you all later. Thank you for coming in. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Goodbye.